tired of buying expensive packs for cars that are impossible to pull, be sure to check out my sponsor, MMOAN.com. They got the cheapest coins on the market. So stop getting ripped off and get to saving. Be sure to use code Texas at checkout for a 10% discount. We just got done knocking out the house rules, man. 35 wins was kind of tough, especially once people started figuring out the meta. And also on top of that, once EA removed the fumbling counting for points. That made me so mad because for those that don't know my defense, I typically run cover 3 for the most part with a few adjustments here and there. And what I like to do is, if you want to throw drags the entire time or throw to the running back the entire time out of the backfield, just throw anything underneath. I want to come up and use my hit power, my secondary or and my linebacking core just to force fumbles. But once EA removed the fumbling counting negatively to your opponent's team, it kind of neutralized cover 3. So I just kind of sat out there in 3-man pass rush the entire time because that's the meta, and it got the 35 wins pretty easy, man. So we got a reward for that. We also knocked out the soul challenges for the MUT heroes to get our second reward. So we have 2 90 to 91 overall MUT heroes. There's a ton of good players to choose from, but let's check out my main team first and see where we can use some improvement at. So let's check out our offense. The biggest glaring hole on the team is gonna be at center. We got Rodney Hudson out here, who was an upgrade from our center, Matt Paradis. Now we can go ahead and get Mitch Morris at center, but I don't really like his card that much just because I think he has like, what, 90 pass block, like 82 run block. I don't even know if he has 90 pass block. It might be 88 pass block. But I'm not a big fan of his center card just because it doesn't really have both the ratings in terms of like 90-90. Like, look at this David DeCastro. DeCastro is probably the best lineman in the game right now just because of his ability to have 91 pass block and then 92 run block. That's amazing, whereas Mitch Morris doesn't get it. So we could upgrade at center, get 90 overall right here, but I think I'm fine with Hudson. We already got this Greg Olsen, who's a monster. We got Brandon Cooks, so we don't need Mike Evans. We don't need the 6'2" guy from the Bengals, the Boyd. And then quarterback-wise, why would we choose Matthew Stafford when we got Steve Young? Like, at this point in the game, why choose any quarterback that doesn't get escape artists? Pressure in this game from the defensive ends comes so fast in this game. So if you're not using Lamar Jackson, you're using Michael Vick, Andrew Luck, or Steve Young, I feel like you're kind of nerfing yourself. And if you're doing that, better luck to you, man. I couldn't do that. Running back-wise, we could get Saquon Barkley because Saquon Barkley gets the evasive, which is amazing, which is basically jukebox and spin cycle wrapped up into one. He also gets leaper, which is fantastic to hop over people. And then he has 90 speed with the 93 carry. So he'll basically be what my McCaffrey is kimmed all the way up besides the catching. So on offense, we're leaning towards picking up the Saquon Barkley. I think he's one of the top 5 players that are available inside that pack. We could get a left guard, but Joe Bitonio is just a pass blocking left guard, I believe, as well. So there's no point to really kind of downgrade from Norwell there. And then so we're pretty much leaning towards Saquon Barkley on offense. Now defensively, this is where we can make a few huge upgrades. So we already got Jamal Adams out here at strong safety. Let me rephrase that. We already got Jamal Adams out here at free safety, so we have no need for his nat. We could get his nat and then sell this car for 200,000+ coins. That is an option as well. I still could definitely do that, but we'll wait on that right now. So our free safety spot's pretty much taken care of. So other holes in our defense is gonna be this Myles Garrett at the right end spot. We could get rid of this man and go ahead and end up picking up these Melvin Ingram right in for the Chargers. Could he get the finesse specialist at 94 finesse, which would be fantastic and just be an overall upgrade. But based off how I run my defense as is anyway, we don't really need a right end because we have Reggie White at backup left end, who's our right end. We also got Julius Peppers, who's our left end / outside linebacker. We got Kevin Green, we got Von Miller, we got Lawrence Taylor. So we really don't play Myles Garrett as much anymore. Plus, we're waiting for his next upgrade. His next upgrade should be filthy with that 90 power move. Now we're on to our cornerbacks. We got Darius Slay, who is a beast. Got Willie Brown over here, who I love a lot, but I think it might be time to let this man go, bro, because of the cornerbacks that happen to be inside this MUT Heroes pack. We got three just fantastic cornerbacks that'll fit my team. Kyle Fuller is one of those three cornerbacks. I like this dude's stats a lot, man. 6'8", 9 speed, 93 zone coverage. Him and Darius Slay paired up could be an amazing combination out there because they're basically the same cornerback. They're identical. It's kind of crazy. The thing is I really don't know if it makes sense to pick Kyle Fuller over another guy that's inside this pack by the name of Jalen Ramsey, just based off of versatility, right? I don't always play zone. I play zone majority of the time, but if my opponent's out here doing a bunch of, zone beaters, you gotta switch up to man coverage. And Kyle Fuller having 85 man's not terrible, would be 86 on his power up. I just don't know if that is something that I can kind of have out here the entire time based off of how the meta's constantly shifting. But with zone being improved with that last patch, he should be playing extremely well as of right now. So he's on the back burner for right now. Another cornerback that's not bad is going to be this Chris Harris because of his agility, man. 93 agility at that nickel corner slot should be amazing. If you guys have not heard the MUT podcast that Gut Fox put up on iTunes or on his backup YouTube channel, be sure to go check it out. We talked to MUT leaks for like 2.5 hours, it feels like. And he gives us a bunch of knowledge, right? Puts us onto a bunch of game. Agility with cornerbacks is really important because it allows these guys to run with the receivers better on their routes, which then may cause more turnovers. Them having high man coverage with the top tier agility with great speed should allow this guy to cover way better than a guy like the Ramsey or the Fuller. The thing is, again, he's not really a guy that has the zone and the man rating that the Ramsey possesses. And I'm all about my versatility. I'm all about guys that can do whatever I ask them to. And Jalen Ramsey is a guy out here that if I ask the guy to play man coverage, he'll play man coverage. If I ask him to play zone coverage, he'll play zone coverage. If I ask him to press, he'll press. I feel like if I'm going to downgrade or just pair somebody up with Willie Brown, the one guy that makes sense that can be just as versatile as my man Willie can is going to be Jalen Ramsey. So I think Ramsey is going to be the choice here. I don't think he's the best depending on what scheme you run. If you run man coverage scheme, only man coverage, it makes sense to pick up Chris Harris. If you run zone, I think Kyle Fuller's better, but if you run a mixture of both, he's gonna be the best of both worlds. And so we're gonna be choosing Jalen Ramsey right now, and we're gonna have to wait on his power up to go down in price because of, I'm not paying $150 for that. That's stupid. And then out of the other Nat But Hero pack, we're going to be choosing Saquon Barkley. Even though I probably should choose somebody besides a running back, because if you guys look at my running back situation right now, I got a lot. I have a lot of running backs right now, but I figure Saquon is just a guy that you just have to have, bro. Like, the fact that he is as good as he is and he's free right now, you gotta pick him up. So Saquon, man, welcome to the squad. Going to get Saquon powered up right now. And for some reason, if you guys didn't know, Saquon's power up's like 80,000 coins. At least last time I checked. So if you guys ain't about powering up cars this year, bruh, make your coins by selling it. So last ability slot, we're probably going to put on Leapfrog just because evasive is spins and juke moves, and I already have on jukebox and I already have on spin cycle. And so I don't think I need evasive because that's just those two wrapped up into one. So Leapfrog makes a lot of sense to activate on him at his tier 3 slot, just so I gotta waste that training. And then we're gonna go ahead and downgrade Charles Tillman to cornerback number 5. He's really only out here for Panthers chemistry, so I get that +1 speed increase. And then we're gonna go ahead and put Darius Slay at the nickel corner slot. If you guys watch my streams, at one point I was cussing out Charles Tillman because he did not cover anybody. He's just a big name that has no coverage stats at all. But so Ramsey gonna be playing our cornerback 1, Darius Slay playing our nickel, and Willie Brown out here playing our cornerback number 2. If everything works out properly, right, we should have Jalen Ramsey going against Randy Moss. We should have Willie Brown going up against like Terrell Owens, and then if a guy has Tyreek Hill, Brandon Cooks, or Torrey Holt out here in the slot, Darius Slay should be matched up against them. The only thing we have to do right now, though, is to make a decision about who we're about to get rid of, right? So I have way too many pass rushers, as you guys can clearly see. I got Von Miller, Kevin Green, Lawrence Taylor, Julius Peppers, Reggie White. If you're running big dime, big nickel, I can get out Von Miller, Lawrence Taylor, and I can put Reggie White and Julius Peppers at defensive tackles 1 and 2 and have these guys on the edge, but then Kevin Green's being left out. If I'm playing 3-4, I can still only put out 4 of those guys. So type down to the comment section below who we should be getting rid of out of this team. Unfortunately, Von Miller is not, so I'm pretty much stuck with him, but at the same damn time, it might be time to get rid of Lawrence Taylor because I can put Kevin Green over here for Lawrence Taylor and then I'll be fine. I have 4 pass rushers. I have 2 of them at outside linebacker and 2 of them on the interior. That way we can kind of get our team and get our pass rushers out here set up properly. So it's between Lawrence Taylor and Von Miller, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be LT that ends up biting the dust. And before you guys say, oh, Tex, get rid of Kevin Green, I can't. He played for the Panthers for like a couple of years, so he's out here permanently. He's stuck. He's staying here forever. But besides that, man, that's the team we got right now, man. Our team is looking great. Also, post down in the comment section below which 2 players you guys are going to be choosing from your Nat Fantasy Mud Heroes packs. It's me, your boy Texas, and I'll catch you guys in the next one, which will be some making the game play with the leapfrog. Say one more.
They say money can't buy your happiness, but I swear to God, it's a good down payment. Trying to stuff so many binges in my pocket, you would swear that I was out here trying to drown Franklin. I was bred in the slums, got fed up with crumbs, now you don't play a pound cake. Told me when it was a root of all evil, but I swear to God, I ain't never found safe.